to the Rift Online Church. This is Brother Sam. You can find out more about us at riftchurch.org. Hey there, Social Alamo Ministries. Welcome to the broadcast, and hello everyone else. Hey there, KC. Welcome to the broadcast. Hope you got that video link. I think I sent it to you. If I didn't, let me know, because I certainly meant to, so because I forget stuff. Hey there, praying women of God. Welcome to the broadcast. Good morning and God bless you. It's actually a good afternoon now, I guess. And so I hope you find that useful. Casey is one of the people to take our Kingdom authoring class on how to write a book very quickly. And so that's now available as a video course. Anyhow, let's get into what we're going to get into today. The Lord brought me to Psalm 34 this morning. And now magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. They looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps round about them that fear him, and deliver them. O taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusts in him. O fear the Lord, ye his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. The young lions do lack, and suffer hunger, but they that seek the Lord shall not want any good thing. And this made me think, and I started to think about lions. Lions, when there's a dry season, sometimes their prey will go looking for greener pastures. They start, because the water's drying up and there's nothing to eat, so they go elsewhere. Sometimes some of the lions don't get the memo, and so they're wandering around looking for something to eat. They can't find anything to eat. And so sometimes in a bad dry season, plenty of lions go hungry and they starve and they die. And even in times of plenty, there are lions who, it's normal for a lion to sometimes go hungry for 3, 4, 5 days. He might only eat once a week. Even in times of plenty, because maybe the antelope got away with it from him. Maybe he jumped on a water buffalo and the rest of the buffaloes helped and he had to get out of there or get killed. So on and so forth. So even in times of plenty, a young lion who's strong and he's fierce and he's a skillful hunter, he can still go lacking, he can still go hungry. And likewise, a lot of us, we tend to rely on our wisdom and our abilities and our skills and all that. And there's nothing wrong with it. You make use of what God gave you, by all means. But sometimes, guess what? You're still going to experience failure. Sometimes it's not even your fault. You may experience failure. You may experience disappointments. You may encounter situations where no matter how good you are at something, it just seems to come for naught, and you just can't get anything done. You can't win for losing. I've been through that. And but here's what the Bible says. The psalmist gives us a certain promise from God that they that seek the Lord shall not lack any good thing. Now, you might not lack. You shall not lack. Now, in my own personal experience, a few years ago, back in 2014, I was in a pretty bad car accident. I sustained some spine injuries and knee injuries and even a brain injury. And I couldn't work. I was out of work for nearly 3 years, recovering from that. In fact, up until about maybe 2 years ago, I still sometimes had to walk with a cane. And so I couldn't work. But God always provided. One way or another, we always had what we needed. Hey there, Destiny 1980. Somehow, some way, God would take care of us. Sometimes it would be, and I wasn't preaching anywhere. So, some people say, well, you're a preacher, of course. Oh, thank you for inviting all those people. Because some people say, well, you're a preacher, you just get invited to preach, and that's how God provides for you. No, I haven't preached anywhere as far as preaching in a church. I haven't preached in a church in 10 years. And God has looked out for me. God has provided for me. That no matter what, whether I'm working or not working, whether no matter what happens, my wife and I, we always have what we need. One way or another. Sometimes it would be some money that was owed to us came in just in time that we had, we kind of let it go. This person's never going to pay me back, whatever. or sometimes God will just supernaturally move people to give, and the bills will get taken care of. I remember one time in, I think it was January or February of 2017. January. We'd had a whole lot of bills. We had some things go wrong with the car, and some expensive bills came in. And after buying one more thing I needed, I had $35 to my name. I'm like, God, what am I going to do? The bills are due. But so far, for the last couple of years, the bills always got paid on time. And actually, up until that point, we always had, the bills were paid, and we always had a little extra money left over. But this time, no, there were some bad things going on. We had some people convince all of our financial supporters, just about, or almost all our financial supporters, to stop supporting the ministry. And so I was like, God, what am I going to do? And I sat there in the parking lot of the hardware store after I bought this thing I needed for the house. I said, Lord, I need you to make somebody give me some money. And I specified an amount that we needed. And so I went to work. I just started a job, but I wasn't going to get paid for another 3 weeks, and I needed the money now. Well, on my lunch break, I went and checked my phone. I grabbed my phone, and I looked at it, and sure enough, there was a message from PayPal. Such and such a person has sent you $1,000. I didn't ask them. I didn't raise an offering. In fact, in the history of this ministry, we rarely raise offerings. And in the first 11 or 12 years of this ministry, we never raised even one offering. But God provided. And then a couple other people also gave, and the next thing I knew, I went from $35 to my name to the bills were paid, and I had money left over. And during that whole nearly 3 years of not being able to work, it wasn't just the bills got paid. I paid off my car. Paid off the car, traded it in, and then bought another car for cash. Not an expensive car, it was a used car, but still. God took care of us. And I'm telling you this to tell you, and you need to take this as a prophetic word today. Some of you are discouraged. Some of you you've been through some stuff. You've had some struggles. I don't care whether it's financial struggles or other things. Whatever area it is, if you are His, it says, those who seek the Lord shall lack no good thing. Not just money. Whatever it is that you need that is good, it is the promise of God that you cannot lack it. So I dare you to believe God. I dare you to bind up all fear, doubt, and unbelief, and choose to believe God. Because if you are His, you're His obligation. I'm His. You might think I'm a knucklehead. I'm His knucklehead. You might think I'm some short, ugly guy with a big nose. I'm His short, ugly guy with a big nose. He got to take care of me. And so long as I seek Him, I'm going to lack no good thing. He will make sure I have what I need. And He's no respecter of persons. I ain't so special. He will do it for you. And like it says at that beginning of the Psalms, I will bless the Lord at all times. So you go ahead and you bless the Lord. You go ahead and give Him the praise. You go ahead, start thanking Him for His provision already. Because His provision is His obligation. Stop worrying about it. God's got this. Yeah, exactly. It's based on submitting to Him. Those that seek the Lord. And that's a question to ask. Are you seeking Him? And that doesn't just mean reading the Bible and praying and all that. What direction is your life heading? What are you really looking for in life? What consumes your time? What are you all about? What do you put your effort into? What is your heart into? What are you emotionally invested in? Are those things conducive to the kingdom? Are those things His will? Ask yourself those questions. When you're going to commit time to something, is this within the will of God? Is this within my kingdom mandate? Is this conducive to the will and the plan and the purpose of God for my life? If it isn't, drop it like a prophet. Drop it like a prophet. Drop it like a false prophet. Drop it like it's hot, man. Drop that thing like a hot potato. As long as you seek God, it's like Jesus later said, and it conforms to this particular psalm, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and its righteousness. and all these other things shall be added to you. Not might be added to you, not maybe. That's shall be. That means it's an absolute certainty. And like I said, no matter what has happened in the last several years, we have always had what we needed. Always. Even now, my job closed down back in April. We've always had what we needed. And we always will. God did not save you to leave you hanging. God did not save you to let you fall by the wayside. He didn't save you to leave you twisting in the wind. He saved you to bring you into his kingdom for a purpose. And in his purpose is always his provision. He must provide for his purpose. It's not a maybe. This is a guarantee. May not be the way you want him to. There are times I didn't like the way God provided for me. I might tell that story another time. But he will. So be encouraged today. And whatever you do, don't you dare give up. Don't you dare doubt it. Because God will take care of you. God will provide for you. Just make sure you seek him. Just make sure you stay right with God. Do whatever it is you need to do to keep your life clean. Keep God first. Handle your business with God. God will handle